Now, am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, can you identify the difference between the motor expression and the generator
Sir,
expression? Yes.
sir,
Yes.
sir, for this file you were not in the meeting.
Huh?
Sir, for a minute or few you were not in the meeting.
I don't. I know. I know that because due to the network issue, I was disconnected. Then I have logged in from different connection because that connection was giving lots of trouble. So for 2 or 3 minutes, I was out of this class. So I know that. Now you just tell me that have you can you differentiate between this motor expression and the generator expression? Motor expression already we have derived, that is TE equals to Ka into phi into Ia. And what is the generator expression? Generator expression is the voltage expression. For motor we get the torque, and for generator we get the voltage. And what is that voltage? Voltage is Ka phi into omega r, isn't it? So this is the basic difference between generator and motor expression. Now you see that what are the common parameters, common things in these two expressions? What are the common things? That is, follow
K and phi.
K,
A and 5.
K and phi, K and phi. Okay. Now here we are. What is our input for motor? What is our input? Bolo. The left side always we write the output, na? So phi A and Ia is the
For the
input,
motor, we
and
are-
this is the output. So this is the output, and these two are the inputs. Here this is the output, and these two are the input. Okay. Now you can recall the Fleming's left hand rule and right hand rule. Okay. So Fleming left hand rule says that you have to provide flux and current, and you will get mechanical torque. And if we provide flux and mechanical rotation, then we can get the voltage generated. Okay. And the constants are same for both the expressions. That is very important. If you forget everything, at least if you can remember the Fleming left hand rule and right hand rule, from that you can write these expressions, because both the cases the constants are same, and that is given by what is Ka? Ka is Za by pi into A. A is the number of parallel path. That is the constant parameter for any machine, and Za is the number of armature conductor. Clear? Okay. Now for motor, I should tell you very important thing that suppose a motor is rotating. Now whether it will generate any torque or not, how much torque will be developed, how much torque mechanical power will be generated, that depends on how much power is required. Okay, are you getting? Suppose nothing is connected to the shaft of the motor is just rotating, then it will generate, that is how much power it will draw from the electrical source, the minimum power it will draw, because you haven't connected any load, any mechanical power you don't require from this motor. So that means the torque development will be very low. So that is called the no load torque. when you will connect some mechanical load to the shaft of the motor, then what it will do, it will apply an opposing torque on the shaft, and then motor torque, that is the TE, will try to balance that torque. When these two torque will be balanced, then only the motor will rotate at a steady state speed or equilibrium speed. That is given by Newton's laws of motion. Okay, to have a equilibrium speed or steady state speed, that opposing torque given by the or applied by the load, which is also called or termed as a load torque, that should be equal to the torque generated electrically by the motor. Okay, now what is the electrically generated torque by the motor? That is TE. And what is the torque which is applied in opposite direction of the rotation by the load? That if we take TL, so this should be balanced to get a equilibrium speed. Otherwise, what will happen? Suppose this TE somehow becomes greater than TL, or some TE becomes less than TL, then what will happen? According to Newton's laws of motion,
So it will
anybody?
either go on increasing. So it will either go on increasing
Either বললে
or
হবে না. You have to be
it will come to a stop.
specific. You have to be specific. Suppose for the first condition or the second condition, if you take this as the first condition, the second condition, and this is the third condition, there may be three conditions. So the first condition will give me a equilibrium speed or steady state speed. But what about the second condition? What will get from this condition? About the rotation.
Sudden ever increasing speed will decrease.
So it will accelerate. So if the electromagnetic torque, this is called the electromagnetic torque. TE is basically called electromagnetic torque because we are getting actually by electromagnetically, isn't it? So by interaction of flux, that is magnetic one, and current is electrical. So electromagnetic torque. So TE is for electromagnetic torque. So when this electromagnetic torque is more than the load torque, the motor will accelerate. And in this case, it will retard. Clear? So that means to have a equilibrium speed, these two should be equal. Now suppose a motor is rotating at some equilibrium speed. Now suddenly the load has increased. What do you mean by that? Okay, suppose it was rotating at some equilibrium speed. So suddenly that load is increased. By some delta T amount. Okay. Now to have another equilibrium point, the TE also should be increased from its previous value, isn't it? Okay. Now, as the TE, delta TE, is related to the flux and current, so either both the flux and current should vary, or keeping the flux constant, IA should vary, or keeping the IA constant, flux should vary. To meet the new increased value of load torque. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this point should be very clear. So the next thing is that different type of field excitation for DC motor. Like you have seen for DC generators, we have different type of field excitation. For motor also, we can have the same field excitation methods. What are the methods? Separately excited, then self-excited. Under self-excited, you have shunt, series, etc. Okay, so that means we have separately excited motor, then shunt motor, then series motor, and compound motor. So these are the category of DC motors. Those series motors are very popular, which is used for traction application, like in railways. In most of the cases, we have series motor in railways, in metro, in tram. So everywhere you use this DC series motors on. Now the shunt motor and separately excited motors, these are used for the toy cars, etc. Okay. Compound motors are also used, but the applications of compound motors are uh, nowadays it becomes very rare. But other motors are still popular. Okay. Is it clear? So these are the different types of DC motor. One more thing I should mention here, that is the speed torque characteristics, which is very important. Now you have seen the expression of torque, that is Te equals to Ka into phi into Ia. Okay, so this is the expression of torque. Okay, now what is the expression of we can okay, so another expression we get Eb into Ia equals to, so that is the torque balance equation, Te into omega r. Now from this expression you can determine the speed. Now what is the expression of speed then? Omega r equals to Eb Ia by Te. If we substitute the value of Te, then what we'll get? Ka phi Ia. Sorry, we should write Eb. What is the expression of Eb? Eb is Vt minus Ia Ra. So this is the expression of omega r. Okay, so the expression of omega r is Vt minus Ia Ra by Ka phi. Now suppose you want to change the speed. So what are the things you can change for changing the speed? What are the variables are there at the right hand that you can change? Any suggestion? बोलो की change
RA,
okay, RA
IA, RA or phi?
RA we can change,
Phi we can change.
phi we can change,
Phi we can change.
huh? बोलो K we cannot change. K is a constant,
K,
and IA is basically is an dependent thing. Independently, IA we cannot change, isn't it? But the VT also we can change. The supply voltage we can change. So these are the thing we can change. Okay, so by using this armature resistance, this is called the armature control. If we change the flux, if we change the flux to change the speed, it is called the field flux control. And if we change the terminal voltage to change the speed, it is called the terminal voltage control. So there are three types of speed control methods are used for controlling DC motor speed. One is armature resistance control, the second one is field flux control, and the third one is armature voltage control. So these are the speed control techniques for DC motors. Clear? Okay. Now you see, if we have a shunt motor or a series motor, then how we can draw some characteristics for them. So what do you mean by characteristics? Characteristics is basically uh, the performance of the machine, which is generally depicted by some curve, generally two-dimensional curve. Those are called characteristics curve. Okay. Now for motors, the characteristics which is very popular, that is called the speed torque characteristics curve. Speed torque characteristics. So that is the most important characteristics. For there are other characteristics as well, like speed current characteristics, torque current characteristics, but the speed torque characteristic is the most important characteristics for any motors, not only for DC motors. For any motors, speed torque characteristic is the most important one. So how we can relate? First, we have to relate the speed with the torque. Then we can go for any characteristics. Okay. Now, suppose we have a DC shunt motor. For shunt motor, what we know that the torque is nothing but Ka phi into Ia. Okay. Now, what is omega R? Omega R equals to Vt minus IaRa by Ka phi. Here, we can substitute the Ia in the second expression. And what it will be? What it will be? It will be কি হবে বলে ফেলো? Square into TE. Am I right? You just check this expression. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now can you tell me what is the unit of this term? The first term which I have made into bracket. What is the unit of this term? Dimensionally, you have to think.
Sir,
First is,
radian per second.
okay, that means the speed, isn't it? This is another speed. And that speed generally we get if no torque is required, or the machine doesn't develop any torque. So therefore, it is referred as the no load speed. There is no torque means that is referred as the no load case. And I have already mentioned that. So no torque. So TE is 0 means it is a no load condition for any motor. Not only for DC motor for any motor if TE becomes 0 or very less. That is called the no load torque. So the other term is becomes 0. That means then the speed is given by Vt by Ka phi. So that is called the no load speed. So omega 0 is the no load speed. Okay, and some constant we have into TE. So what type of curve we will get if we plot the speed versus torque? That you have to draw now.
Linear.
So it's a linear curve with some intersection with the y-axis. If we plot y and the torque here will be a linear, but due to some other things, generally it becomes a non-linear after some time. That is called the armature reaction. I am not going into the details. But ideally, it should be linear as per the expression we have derived. Okay, so this is called the speed torque characteristics for a DC shunt motor. Okay, now we have another motor which is very popular, as I have already mentioned, that is the DC series motor. Now we'll try to develop some expression first, then we'll draw some characteristics curve for DC series motor. Now the torque expression remains the same, that is the T equals to Ka phi into Ia, because that is the general expression of DC motor torque. But if you can remember, in case of series motor, the uh, field, the field is connected in series with the armature. So therefore, it is called the series motor, isn't it? So this is F1, F2. In that case, it is connected in series with the armature. So that means if we take this current is Ia, now this field flux is also a function of Ia. Rather, it's a some constant into Ia. If we neglect the saturation, then the field flux will be proportional to Ia or a linear function of Ia or some constant into Ia. So that means if we substitute that here, then what you will get? You will get some constant into Ia squared. So here, that means here the torque is proportional to the square of the current. Okay. Now that means the current, if we find out, that will be root over of Te by K prime, where K prime equals to Ka into K. Now for omega r, we have the same expression, that is Vt minus IaRa by Ka into phi. That means Vt minus IaRa, Ia can be substituted by Te by K prime into Ra, already there, by Ka phi. Now this phi is again can be substituted by this K into Ia, isn't it? So let me write that, because already we have that expression. So K into Ia, and Ia again can be written in terms of the torque. Am I right? Or anything is wrong? You just check it. Am I right? Check it carefully.
Yes, sir.
ঠিক আছে? দেখো ভুল নেই তো আবার? this I think which will cancel out. T cancel out hobe bolo to T by K prime, T by K prime. So this will be cancelled out actually. So what will be there? There will be RA by K prime. Nothing else, isn't it? Can you tell me that what type of curve we will get if we plot this torque versus omega R now? It's a complicated expression, but you have to only you have to say the nature of the curve. What type of nature we can predict from this TE versus omega R if we plot what type of curve we should get. It is 1 by root over TE. The function of 1 by root over TE. বলো কি পাবো?
Sir,
Recall
will
your
it
mathematics knowledge, then
be
বলো
sir? Will it be
hyperbolic,
hyperbolic?
correct? It will be hyperbolic. So we will get a hyperbolic curve because if TE becomes 0, which is the no load torque, that omega tends to infinite. Okay, so that means it is dangerous to make a series motor no load. Then the speed will be very high and its bearing system will be damaged and the motor will be also damaged. Okay, so generally series motors are used in those cases where already loads are there, already the dead loads are too much to give a sufficient torque at the no load at any condition. Okay, so therefore they can be used for traction applications easily. Traction application means railways, tram, metros, etc. Okay, so whatever the characteristics, so these characteristics which I have drawn, can you tell me what
Sir,
does it represent? It is the characteristics of TE, isn't it? Bolo?
sir, shouldn't the graph be a little more steep because it is in the form of
No, I am
y
just
plus c whole square into x?
okay. I am just nature. So it may be steeper. That depends on the other parameters.
No, sir. Actually, in the case of y-axis, it is coming y plus c whole square into x. It is not perfectly hyperbolic. Like in hyperbola, the equation would be y into x equals to constant, like a rectangular hyperbola. But it is coming y plus c whole square.
Okay, but anyway, it will be hyperbolic only, but with a different
Yes, sir. It will be
steepness.
hyperbolic.
With the different steepness, maybe the slopes are different from
Yes,
normal
sir. Yes, sir.
hyperbola. Okay, so that I am just drawing here the nature. It may be some steeper. Okay. Anyway, so whatever the characteristics for shunt motor or series motor, remember that this is the characteristics of the motor itself. For load, you have a different characteristics. As I've already mentioned, that load is a different thing. Load is another thing which will be connected to the motor with the shaft. Okay, think about the fan. Inside the fan, you know there is a motor. But what is the load in this case? Whether the blades are the load on the fan motor or anything else? Have you thought of? Simple example which is rotating above your head. what is the load in this case? Though it is not a DC motor, I'm just asking you. It may be any motor, but this torque balance should be there because that comes from the Newton's law. Bolo, do you have any answer? For the fan?
Sir, is it in the regulator?
No. I am asking that what is the load on the motor? ফ্যানে যে মোটরটা আছে তার উপর লোডটা কি?
এয়ার রেজিস্ট্যান্স এটা পাচ্ছে,
বলো।
অপোজিং এয়ার রেজিস্ট্যান্স এটা পাচ্ছে।
Correct. We call it aerodynamic load. We call it aerodynamic load. সেই লোডটা আসছে by making a curvature of the fan blades. If the fan blades are made straight, then the aerodynamic loads will be very less. Only the weights of the blade will be there on the motor, will act as a load on the motor. শুধু ব্লেডের ওয়েট গুলো তখন মোটরের লোড হিসেবে কাজ করবে যদি আমি ব্লেড গুলোকে ফ্ল্যাট করে দিই। এখানে ব্লেড গুলো একটা কার্ভেচার থাকে, আই থিংক ইউ হ্যাভ অবজার্ভ। কখনো কখনো মা বলে না বাইরে
Yes, sir.
ফ্যানের ব্লেডটা মুছে দিতে, তো সেই জন্য ইউ হ্যাভ অলরেডি অবজার্ভ দ্যাট দ্য ব্লেডস আর হ্যাভ লিটল বিট কার্ভেচার, so that is to sweep a specific volume of air to some area inside a room. একটা রুমের মধ্যে কিছুটা ভলিউম অফ এরিয়া, কিছুটা ভলিউম অফ এয়ার কে নিচের দিকে ঠেলার জন্য we made that curvature, so that act as an opposing torque on the motor, so that is the load on the motor. Okay, now that load will have a different characteristics, different speed torque characteristics, because it's an aerodynamic system, it is not an electromechanical system. It is an aerodynamic system. For that we should understand the aerodynamics. That is the different topics altogether. We don't know even the mechanical things. Aerodynamic to onek durer byapar. But if somebody which is expert in aerodynamics can give me the load torque characteristics, I can plot it here. And that is generally in case of this type of aerodynamic load, this becomes the proportional of square of the speed, or in case of omega, if you represent omega, it is a omega r square. If that is the speed torque characteristics which is given, which is provided by an aerodynamic expert, what type of characteristic will get in this case? কিরকম characteristics পাবো বলো?
Parabolic.
Parabolic. Okay, so that means like this, like this. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means at some point, so this is the load torque characteristics and this is the motor torque characteristics. These two characteristics will intercept at certain point, and that will give me the equilibrium speed. Equilibrium condition, or it is called also the operating condition. Have you studied electronics yet? তোমরা কি ইলেকট্রনিক্স পড়ছো? Basic electronics?
Yes, sir.
In this semester only you were studying this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in electronics, you might have seen that in case of transistor, there is a thing called the quotient point, which is basically the operating point of any transistor. The point at which it operates. And the quotient point is basically the voltage and current coordinates. There you get some intersection between the device characteristics and the load characteristics. So here also the load characteristics and the device characteristics is the characteristics for the motor torque. So this is our device and this is the load. So any machine, any kind of thing, always the operating point is the intersection point between the load and the device. Okay. Now this I have drawn for aerodynamic load like fan. For other loads, the load torque characteristics will be different, and for other type of motors, the speed torque characteristics will also be different. Okay. So I think we have discussed so many things. Any question do you have? I will not continue the class longer because I have another meeting from 7:45. So if you
স্যার
বলো
স্যার আপনি যে অঙ্কগুলো পাঠিয়েছেন ডিসি
হ্যাঁ
মেশিনকে
হ্যাঁ
ওটা কি এখন করার মতো, মানে এখন কি ওটা করতে পারবো? আপনি অত অব্দি করিয়েছেন।
হ্যাঁ করো, করতে পারবে
অ্যাকচুয়ালি
না কেন?
প্রথম অঙ্কটাতেই
মানে প্রথম অঙ্কটাই পারছো
প্রথম
না?
অঙ্কটাতে আটকে গেছে একটু, মানে ট্রান্সফরমার গুলো হয়ে গেছে কিন্তু ডিসি মেশিনটা হচ্ছে না।
আজকে যা পড়ালাম এর মধ্যে দিয়ে হবে না? আমি অস্ট্রেলিয়া তো দেখিনি যে
আচ্ছা,
কি
আজকে একটা
প্রবলেম
চেষ্টা করে দেবো।
মনে নেই আমার ঠিক অনেকদিন আগে প্রবলেম শিট জাস্ট আমি
যে
স্ক্যান
এয়ার
করে পাঠিয়ে
গ্যাপ,
দিয়েছি। বলো।
ওই যে এয়ার গ্যাপ ফ্লাস্ক ওইসব ছিল।
এয়ার গ্যাপ ফ্লাক্স মিন্স দিস ফ্লাক্স অ্যাকচুয়ালি দ্য পাই। আর কি ছিল? এয়ার গ্যাপ ফ্লাক্স মিন্স only the flux. Just a minute, let me see the once again the sheet. Okay. So I think you know the terms ampere turns, that is number of turns into the current. So find the ampere turns for pole for a field excitation required for a single this one, isn't it? Required for single
ইয়েস স্যার, ইয়েস স্যার।
gap of a two-pole generator with the following parameters: 200 volt and no load at 2000 rpm armature length in 32 centimeter. Effective air gap length. Okay. Okay. So for that actually that magnetic circuit, magnetic, if you know the electromagnetism, if you can revise those knowledge, you can you can solve that. Actually the ampere turn is given by the flux density into the length of the gap. Length of the gap is generally referred as Lg divided by mu 0. Mu 0 is the absolute permeability, and that is mu 0 equals to, you know that value, 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. So you have to use this. এটা তোমাদের তো ম্যাগনেটিক সার্কিট আমি যখন পড়াবো তখন এই জিনিসটা আছে। So finding the this formula will be required for the magnetic circuit also. কিন্তু ম্যাগনেটিক সার্কিট আমি যেহেতু পড়াইনি সেই জন্য তোমরা অনেকে পারছো না। হ্যাঁ বলো কি বলছো?
স্যার ওই পোল আর্ক, পোল আর্ক লেন্থটা কেন লাগবে, না কোথায় লাগবে ওটা?
এখানে পোলার বলেছে? Actually that pole arc and
হ্যাঁ
pole
স্যার।
pitch is different. Generally the pole arc means this arc. This is called the pole arc. And suppose
Hmm.
you have another pole here like this, and another pole, suppose is a 4-pole machine, another pole like this. So between two similar points, it is called the pole pitch. So this is called the pole pitch, tau p. Now the pole pitch are generally greater than the pole arc, and that ratio is generally that pole arc by pole pitch, generally given by 0.67. I don't know what is there in the question, but if that is required, হ্যাঁ বলো।
এগুলো সব অঙ্কে আমরা অ্যাপ্লাই করব কোথায়, সেটাই তো আমি বুঝতে পারছি না।
এটা কোথায় অ্যাপ্লাই করবে? শুনতে পাচ্ছি না তোমার
হ্যাঁ
কথা।
স্যার, মানে
হ্যাঁ মানে
হ্যাঁ
দেয়া তো হচ্ছে সবকিছু, কিন্তু কখন কোনটা অ্যাপ্লাই করতে
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
হয় কোথায় সেটাই তো বুঝতে পারছি না।
ওকে, ওটা
হ্যাঁ
যদি না
স্যার, মানে
পারো
আপনি
তাহলে
একটা কোশ্চেন সলভ
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
একটা কোশ্চেন সলভ যদি আপনি
ঠিক আছে।
একটা
এখন তো
দেখিয়ে দেন তাহলে
ইউজুয়াল ক্লাসে তো সলভ করতে পারবো না, কিন্তু তোমরা যদি আমাকে মেল করো, আমি দেখছি যদি এটা করে পাঠিয়ে দেওয়া যায়।
ঠিক আছে স্যার। আর স্যার
ওকে,
আরেকটা
বল।
জিনিস, এই যদি আপনি আলাদা কোনো ক্লাস নেন তাহলে ওই অটো ট্রান্সফরমার যেটা,
হুম।
ঠিক আছে, অটো ট্রান্সফরমারটা পড়েছি মানে এমনি, তা একবার যদি আপনি একটু বুঝিয়ে দেন তো ভালো হয় খুব।
হ্যাঁ
Okay.
স্যার, ওই অটো ট্রান্সফরমারটা
If you are interested, then if it is not there in the syllabus also, I can discuss that. I don't have any
এই না
problem.
স্যার, আপনার এই অঙ্কগুলোতে একটাতে লেগেছিল,
হুম, হুম।
লেগেছিল বলে আমি একটু পড়ে নিয়েছি
Auto
একটা বই থেকে,
transformer is
হিউজেসের
very
বইটার
easy
থেকে।
one. Actually, the transformer which we have discussed in this class is basically called two winding transformer. Auto transformer is called the single winding transformer. It has only one winding. A part of the winding will be used as a primary, and the part of the winding will be used as a secondary. Auto transformer can be used as a both for step up and step down. But don't uh, confuse with the with the potential divider, because potential divider also give you the similar thing. Suppose you have a V here, and suppose this is the 40%, so then you will get the 0.4 volt over here in this side. So this is called the potential divider. For auto transformer also, it's a single winding transformer. If you have 60% tap, sorry, 40% tap, again you will get 0.4 volt here if this is B. But the thing is, in case of step up operation, if we apply the input this side, you will get V this side for auto transformer. But if you apply 0.4 volt this side, in case of potential divider, can you tell me what is the voltage you will get that side?
0.16।
No, it's 0.4 volt only, because other side will be open. এই সাইডটা ওপেন থেকে যায়। Anyway, so that is the difference. So don't confuse with the potential divider, because দেখতে একই রকম, but auto transformer operates in the principle of transformer only. So therefore it is called the auto transformer. Anyway, if I get some time, I will definitely discuss this. So if you have
স্যার তাহলে তাহলে ওর ইকুইভ্যালেন্ট
হ্যাঁ বলো।
ইকুইভ্যালেন্ট সার্কিটটা স্যার ওটা কি নরমাল ট্রান্সফরমারের মতোই
না
হবে?
না, একটু আলাদা হবে। হ্যাঁ, নরমাল সার্কিট, নরমাল ট্রান্সফরমারের মতোই হবে, যেহেতু ওটা ট্রান্সফরমার অপারেশনে কাজ করে, নরমাল ট্রান্সফরমারের মতোই হবে, একটু অন্যরকম হবে। অন্যরকম বলতে ট্রান্স রেশিওটা ওখানে আমরা কে হিসেবে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করি, by using k, a constant. একই রকম, বাট একটুখানি মডিফিকেশন হবে, সেটা ক্লাস করলেই বুঝতে পারবে।
স্যার ওটাতে কি লিকেজ ইন্ডাকট্যান্স কিছু থাকবে না?
লিকেজ
কারণ পুরো
থাকবে, লিকেজ তো থাকবেই।
ফ্লাক্সটাই তো যেহেতু
না 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 না, লিকেজ তো থাকবে, লিকেজ থাকবে।
স্যার
একটা
পুরো ফ্লাক্সটাই তো সেকেন্ডারি ওয়াইন্ডিং এ
না যাচ্ছে না তো, একটা যে কোনো একটা কয়েল হলো তার তো লিকেজ থাকে। লিকেজটাই তো অ্যাকচুয়ালি সেলফটাকেই তো লিকেজ বলে। Suppose you have an inductor, forget about the transformer. Suppose you have an inductor. Okay, so what is the inductance value you get? That is a leakage inductance value only. একটা ইন্ডাক্টরে যে সেলফ ইন্ডাক্টেন্স আমরা মেজার করি, what is that? That is the leakage inductance only. মানে একটা যখন ইন্ডাক্টর থাকবে, তা তো তুমি মিউচুয়াল বলতে পারবে না কিছু। হতে পারে তার একটা পার্ট কোরের মধ্যে দিয়ে যাচ্ছে আর একটা পার্ট কোরের বাইরে দিয়ে যাচ্ছে, বাট all comes under the self flux or leakage flux. Anyway, I have taken the attendance. Do you have any question? Okay, so let me then